Have you ever heard of the Appalachian Mountains? Of course you have. These ancient, misty peaks hold a special place in many hearts, including mine. My family has called a secluded hollow within these mountains home since 1749. Though our land has dwindled from hundreds of acres to just 30, it remains ours. We were among the first to claim, work, and breathe life into this land after leaving Germany. Curiosity often leads folks to ask if strange things happen in these dense, enigmatic forests. It's usually the outsiders, those who've never set foot on a trail or felt the mountain air in their lungs, who wonder. The truth? The Appalachians hold a magic that's palpable, a magic you can't just hear about. You must experience it. But don't mistake me, I'm not just talking about storybook witches, fairies, and little people. While we have those, the mountains hold secrets far beyond the pages of any tale. Today, I invite you to listen to a story from the heart of these mystical mountains, a story set in a place called Bumpus Cove, off Highway 81 South. Years ago, when I was 21 and brimming with youthful energy, my adventures often led me into the woods alone. One summer day in 1985, I set out to find a place called California Fields, rumored to be enchanted. Despite warnings about the longer and more treacherous path through Bumpus Cove, I chose it for its familiarity. I parked my car at a friend's house, shouldered my pack, and plunged into the sweltering heat of late July. The journey began to test my resolve almost immediately. The temperature soared into the mid-90s, and the sun baked the earth beneath my feet until it felt like walking on hot coals. Yet, driven by tales of magical fields, I pressed on. About 45 minutes in, a cool breeze finally provided some relief. I ventured deeper into the forest, guided not by maps but by local landmarks, rocks, trees, and the shape of the land itself. An hour passed before I realized I had likely missed the California Trail. Determined, I doubled back and soon found the path, laughing at my misadventure. Little did I know my ordeal was far from over. The hike brought me to California Creek, a clear, cold stream that cut through the forest. As I gathered rocks for my collection, an eerie feeling of being watched overcame me. My instincts screamed danger, and I spotted a mountain lion perched on a rock, its gaze fixed on me. Heart pounding, I backed away slowly, never breaking eye contact until I was out of sight. Then I ran. In my haste to escape, I stumbled upon California Fields, a place as beautiful and serene as the stories promised. Yet my unease only grew. The fields, cleared and flattened as if prepared for a long abandoned settlement, felt both magical and foreboding. Dusk settled, and with it came an oppressive silence. The rule of the Appalachian Mountains is clear: never venture off the trails at dusk. But lost and exhausted, I had no choice. The sun dipped below the horizon, and darkness enveloped the forest. Moonlight offered little comfort as I navigated the treacherous terrain. Desperation set in as I realized I had walked in a massive circle. I was near the Devil's Looking Glass, a rock formation known for its ominous presence. Panic surged when I heard a woman's voice calling out, sounding lost and frail. Hoping for help, I followed the voice, which led me to an old cabin illuminated by flickering lamps. Inside, an old woman with a twisted face and milky eyes offered me food. Her grotesque appearance and the writhing blue veins in her eyes made my skin crawl. I bolted from the cabin into the darkness, only to be pursued by the woman's eerie laughter and the sound of hoofbeats. A rider on a giant goat appeared, his silhouette framed by the cabin's light. Horns curled from his head, and a long, smooth tail flicked under his coat. Terrified, I ran, the woman's scream echoing behind me. I stumbled and fell, my knee gashed on a rock. The hoofbeats resumed, closer and more menacing. The rider leaped from his mount, the ground trembling under his weight. With every ounce of strength, I forced myself up and continued, knowing that whatever awaited me in the heart of these enchanted woods was far worse than any mountain lion. So, when you hear tales of the Appalachian Mountains and their magic, remember, they're more than just stories. They're experiences waiting for those brave enough to step off the beaten path and into the unknown.